Hello and welcome to the big match review on LUTV. Leeds United got a point in the Yorkshire derby against Sheffield Wednesday, but all the headlines about the fan who came onto the pitch and attacked Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper Chris Kirkland. To talk about that and look back on the action, we're joined by Leeds legend Eddie Gray. Eddie, hello.
Hi, Ben.
Eddie, we've got to start with the incident which followed the Michael Tong goal. Obviously, deplorable actions. The club's condemned it in a statement, and you just don't want to see that in football.
Yeah, there's no place for it in football, Ben. I mean, and there's no excuse for it. I mean, let's get that right, straight away. I mean, the club have apologised to Sheffield Wednesday for the actions of the fan, and rightly so. I mean, once fans go on the pitch and start attacking players, it's just not on. I mean, you just can't have that. And it took away from what I thought was quite an exciting derby. You know, and when you think Michael Tong scores a great goal for our football club, and it's hardly been mentioned, and you expect that. I mean, after the game, things were said in the heat of the moment. Probably both managers probably regret what they said as well. You know, so you've got to get to the core of the matter and sort it out right away.
Eddie, overall though, like you say, a sad night that the football became almost secondary.
Yeah, it did, Ben. And I mean, even although we got a point and had to work very hard for the point we got, you know, it left a sour taste in the mouth.
And both sets of fans on the night chanting at each other. You're going to get a hostile atmosphere.
Yeah,
but
you're going there, but
there's lines that shouldn't be crossed, isn't there?
There is. I mean, I think the other night it was some parts that were pretty distasteful. Yeah.
OK, let's talk about the action. First up, the Leeds United team was unchanged from the Barnsley game. Right. A bit of a surprise given the flying that Rudolph Austin had done.
Well, you know, it can always be wise after the event, Ben. You know, but already Austin's done it before and come back and played well. So O'Neill's probably thought, right, he wants to play. He's been doing well for me. I'll let him play. But he just wasn't at the races the other night. He just couldn't get involved in the game at all. He looked very leggy. A point in the end. Do you now feel that's a good point, having had a couple of days to think about it? It's a good point the way the game went, because I thought we were fortunate to get a point. I thought the second half we come out and we did a little bit better. But when you look at the opportunities they had, probably we were very fortunate to 11 players still on the pitch when the referee failed to spot a deliberate handball by Luciano. So all in all, you've got to say it's a good point.
And of course the unbeaten run continues, which is important. A bit more momentum, the club keeps moving forward.
Well, it is, you know, but you know, I'd still like the team to play a little bit better. You know, even, you know, you get back to the Barnsley game, you look at the Sheffield game. Two games we never played particularly well, but we took 4 points out of the game. So I suppose everybody would be happy with that. But you're just looking for a little bit better performance.
Let's look at the action then, and we start with chances early on for Sheffield Wednesday, an early header as well. Yeah,
I mean, they had a few chances. I mean, when you watch the play, you know they're getting balls in the box. You know, the headers at goal. I mean, that wasn't a great chance. That chance there. But they had one or two others that we were pretty fortunate to get away with. I mean, you know, you see Paddy Kenny makes an error. You know, it's a great strike for Boothroyd. But I mean, he was very fortunate this didn't end up in the back of the net. I mean, it completely slips through his hands, and he was lucky just straight back to him.
It's got to be 30 yards plus.
Yeah, he hit it well. I mean, I think he took the goalkeeper by surprise hitting it. But I mean, how it never went in, I don't know. I mean, he just managed to get enough in it, Paddy Kenny. And this is another great chance for Antonio at the back post. A header, he's on his own. I don't know what he did there. If he heads the ball down, he scores. He just ballooned it over the bar. You look at him, he's inside the 6-yard box. It was a poor header, but it was a great chance. And once again, you know, we were pretty fragile at set pieces.
Neil said first 30 minutes he thought the entire team was still in Jamaica with Rudolph Austin, but sort of half an hour in, they started to get a bit more of a foothold.
Yeah, get a bit more of the game. I mean, I thought Michael Tong played well, and he hit great free kick, good save for the goalkeeper. He's a lovely striker of the ball. I mean, this is a great strike. Goalkeeper dives to his left and just manages to palm it away.
OK, now we've got the contentious moment, the Becchio handball. Eddie, I try and defend Luciano wherever I can. I'm struggling with this. It was a Superman dive, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, how the referee never seen this? I mean, everyone in the pitch seen it. I mean, they're going crazy. I mean, you know, look at the guilt in his face.
Do you think Luciano went with his head and just his hand was in the air?
No, look at it, he punches it. It was a good save, actually. I mean, when you watch him, look, he's trying to catch it with his hand. I mean,
why would we see players do it?
No,
is it just instinct, reaction?
Probably. I mean, The fortunate thing for us, Ben, is the referee never gave it. If the referee gives it, he sees it, he'll have been walking up the tunnel as well. Deliberate handball. Because that's what it was. Deliberate handball inside the box and a penalty kick. So we got away with it.
OK, Boothroyd got the opening goal, his first goal for Wednesday.
Yeah, but once again, Ben, it's not good defending. You know, high ball into the box, long throw, he comes in at the back. It sort of hits the back of his head and out jumps everybody. Paddy Kenny, no chance once he makes contact.
Why do long throws cause so many teams problems? We see it in the Premier League. And
basically, it's like a corner kick, you know, and if you get players that, you know, they're quite a big side, Sheffield, you know, there's some big lads in the side. Boothroyd himself's a big lad, and he just out-jumped everybody.
And sometimes the throw seems to be a different trajectory.
Yeah, sometimes it is, you know, and probably not expecting it. You know, that throw, the players probably weren't expecting him to throw as long as it did. I mean, he threw it right into the centre of the box. I mean, it was probably in line with the penalty spot when he headed it, you know, so it's a long throw.
And as we said, events have meant that Michael Tong hasn't had the credit he probably deserves for what was a fantastic goal. He started the move, 14 passes late, he finished it. Yeah. Probably the best football of the night.
It was the best move of the night, and it was a great strike for him and a great finish. I mean, it felt lovely for him when it comes to him here. You know, his first touch just falls lovely in front of him. Just pops up for him, and he just manages to hit it on the volley. A lovely touch and a great strike. I mean, you'll be pleased at that because...
Are you surprised at the impact he's had? We thought he was coming in to fill a gap.
I thought he played very well on Friday. I thought he was probably the best player on Friday. I mean, we actually see it takes a slight deflection which helps it on its way. I think it just clips a defender in the back and it just helps it in the corner. But it was a tremendous strike. I mean, and he's playing well. He's playing well. I mean, when he first started, Ben, you know, you look, and he hadn't played football for a long time. And to me, he seemed a little bit off the pace. But now, the last few games, he's probably been as good as MD.
Eddie, that point leaves the Whites just a point outside the playoff places. Ninth is a decent position so far.
Yeah, it's a decent position. I mean, you know, a tough away game. You've got a couple of home games to come. So I think Neil Warnock and the players and the staff will be pretty happy how things are going. I mean, you look at the position in the league. There's not much between all the teams in the league now. So it's going to be tight, this league, all the way through.
OK, time, as always, now for Ask Eddie. Your chance to get involved in the show and put your questions to our Leeds United legend using the hashtag AskEddie on Twitter. You can get involved by following at Leeds United TV or at James Varley LUTV. First question, Ben Jones. Every time I watch Leeds, I feel we look unbalanced. Do you think we need more width in attack?
I think we could do a little bit of width at times. I mean, you know, the manager's, you know, tries Eddie White there, right side. Michael Tong's left side. He's not going to really go down the line, Michael Tong. You know, he's a central midfield player, I feel, and he's done very well. But at times you just like a little bit more width, you know, and maybe a little bit unbalanced in wide areas. And I think that's why the manager's brought Ryan Hall in.
Ryan Hall is the subject of our next question. Craig McFarlane says, would you have thrown Ryan Hall on the other night?
I think it may have an opportunity to... See, I don't know how fit the player is.
Yeah, that's the question. He hasn't been involved in competitive football,
yeah, I know. He's not been playing for a bit, so you just don't know if he's fit enough yet. I mean, Neil probably wants him a few more days training, but, yeah, you could have put him on the other night. He may have gave us that little bit extra spark going forward in wide areas.
Finally, Simon says, _LUFC, he wants to know, do you expect changes to be made for the game against Charlton?
I think he will make one or two changes. I think Ryan Hall might play. If he's fit enough, I think he could play him. I mean, to me, I don't think it suits Eddie White playing right side. I mean, that's my opinion.
Peltier at left back as well.
I think there'll be a couple of changes.
OK, well, that's it for Ask Eddie. Of course, we'll have more Ask Eddie next week and throughout the week as we look ahead to the games against Charlton and Birmingham. Eddie, is a busy week. Charlton, Birmingham, Southampton, 3 home games in 8 days. A lot for the fans and a lot for the players.
Yeah, it's a lot of money for the fans to lay out, Ben, to go to the games. You're not expecting big crowds at every game. I think the thing about it is now, you mentioned earlier, we've put ourselves in a good position in the league. You get 2 home games. First game against a side that are struggling in the league. You know, they're in the bottom half of the table. Birmingham aren't doing great. So, you know, 6 points and you've been in a terrific position, you know, getting into the cup tie against Southampton, which is an attractive fixture. And it's a fixture that we can win. You know, you look at the next 3 games, and I think the good thing for Neil is now he's getting quite a lot of players fit. You know, there's, you know, Norris and Green have back in fitness now. So you're going into this 3-match period at home we're quite a healthy looking squad. I mean, he'll still be wanting to add to it. You've got Hall introduced as well, another player that will be ready to go and play. So the opportunity's there for us to climb the league and get through to the next round of the Cup. And I think we can win the 3 games. I honestly do. I mean, because that confidence there, as I said, I don't think we played great in the last few matches. I don't think we played great at Bolton. Against Barnsley, we were second best. We could have come out of the Sheffield Wednesday game with nothing. But the players hang in, they dig in, and they must have a lot of confidence in each other.
Eddie, as always, thank you very much. And of course, tickets on sale now for all 3 home games. If you'd like to be at Ellen Road, you can call the ticket office 0871 334 1992. And of course, myself and Eddie will be back tomorrow looking ahead to the game against Charlton. But for now, that is your lot. Thank you very much.